Welcome back to the wicka red. Oh God, no. I don't know why I did that. It just came out. No, of course, yes. We barely started. No, we're not using Steven. Steven. We are not using that. Good evening, listeners. Time for another dose of the red pill. Now I got a good one. I regret to inform you I have neglected my duties. There have been so many interesting articles. There's one. There's a recurring leitmotif. I don't fucking know. There's a recurring thing that has been going on, and every day I think, oh, I should cover it, but then some other article catches my eye, and I really let it get out of hand. So, we're just gonna have to jump right into it. This has been an ongoing legal battle. And again, I apologize for not mentioning this sooner, but let's just get straight into it. From thevigilanttcitizen.com. Nun involved in legal battle against Katy Perry collapsed and died during court appearance. You see what I mean? We hardly knew ye, nun. I'm so sorry that I let it get to this point. This has just been insanity playing out, and I really did you a disservice. But okay. Live and learn. Here we go. Sister Catherine Rose Holzman reportedly suddenly collapsed and died during a court appearance related to a case against Katy Perry. Oh, she just suddenly... So she just lived perfectly fine for 89 years and then suddenly collapsed and died. Methinks there is a worm in the soup. As reported last year in the VC article, that's Vigilant Citizen, Katy Perry accused of witchcraft by nuns as she wins court battle to buy their former convent. A bitter court case has been opposing Katy Perry with a group of nuns regarding the ownership of a convent. Oh, okay, that's pretty much... I think we got that. On March 10th, one of the nuns, Sister Catherine Rose Holzman, 89, died during a post-judgment hearing at the courthouse. I will give you a moment to perform your rosary, your Hail Marys. Only hours after her death, Sister Holzman was still fighting for the case. She told... Oh, did I say after? Oh, spooky! Sorry. Only hours before her death, Sister Holzman was still fighting for the case. She told KTTV. We asked Miss Hollister to save us, to buy the property. She had nothing to do with forcing herself on us. And to Katy Perry, please stop. Oh, good. I was worried that Hollister was like Katy Perry's real name. Let me start from the beginning, because that quote. We asked Miss Hollister to save us, to buy the property. She had nothing to do with forcing herself on us. That's a weird sentence, but... And to Katy Perry, please stop. It's not doing anyone any good except hurting a lot of people. I assume she is referring to her decision to use a lovable shark in her Super Bowl appearance from a couple years ago. Shark, of course, being the devil's fish. Leviticus somethings, I forget. Okay, a bitter battle. The court case began in 2015 when Katy Perry sought to buy a massive convent from the Archdiocese of Los Angeles. Oh, there's a holy place. Yes, there's a bastion of good Christian values. Los Angeles, it's right in the name, right? Why don't we just put a church in the middle of the devil's playground and see what happens? Oh, a Satan worshiper with millions of dollars wants to buy it all of a sudden. Who could have guessed? A group of nuns fiercely opposed the deal, deeming Katy Perry an unsuitable owner of these, quote, sacred grounds. I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted. I just, vigilant citizen, if you happen to be listening, when you do a quote, the period goes inside the quote. So you do, quote, sacred grounds, period, and then the closing quote marks. It's not a big deal. It's just you do it every time. So clearly it's not like a typo. It's like you actually think that's how it should be done. Just again, real quick, Deep State Cowboy at AOL.com if you happen to be in the market for a supremely conservative editor. Alright, quote, Perry initially thought that she would be able to buy the former convent from the Archdiocese of Los Angeles, run by Archbishop Jose Gomez. Sounds like a fake Jose Gomez. I mean, I'm racist, but I'm not that racist. Like, is he gonna go meet his friend Juan Pedro? Like, what? It's not a name. It's not a name. Anyway. You know what I'm saying, though? It just seems Jose Gomez. It just seems too much. It's too perfect. Anyway, and made it $14.5 million. In parentheses, 9.3 million of whatever that. I don't know. Is that sterling? I don't know. I don't know. Vigilant citizen, you lost a few points in my book. I'm just. When I heard citizen, I assumed of America. I don't even fucking, you're vigilant, where are you a citizen of? Some goddamn Euro trash country where they let just same-sex unicorn marriages run free? I'm sorry, you're a good guy. However, the 5 nuns living at the property at the time deemed Perry would be an unsuitable owner and pushed to sell it to businesswoman Dana Hollister instead, who wanted to turn it into a hotel. A local Catholic archbishop, then argued that it was him and not the nuns who owned the property, and that it was his wish to sell the property to Perry. Oh, so Jose Gomez just gets to sell it to whoever he wants, and it doesn't even have to be approved by the nuns that are, renting it out. Pfft. Did I mention they're nuns? They are doing the Lord's work. The Hollywood Reporter now reports that Judge Stephanie Bowick issued a ruling on Tuesday, March 14th, that the nuns, quote, did not have authority to sell the property to Hollister. Oh, yeah, of course. Miss Stephanie Bowick. Sounds like I don't know. I was gonna say it sounds like a Jew. I gotta be honest, it really doesn't. But she sounds like a devil worshiper nonetheless. And, quote, nevertheless failed to validly consummate the transaction. Whoa! What just happened? That the nuns, quote, did not have authority to sell the property to Hollister, and, quote, nevertheless failed to validly consummate the transaction. What the fuck is going on? What kind of devilry is this? The little byline thing says NME. Judge sides with Katy Perry as nuns accuse singer of witchcraft. Well, you're not doing yourself any favors when your ruling has language like validly consummate the transaction. Oh, excuse me, let me just borrow some goat's blood from you. I need to sign some documents. Throughout the case, the nuns stated that they, quote, did not like Katy Perry's lifestyle. You and me both, sister. You and me both. Now, I can hear you goddamn son of a bitch liberals out there saying, they don't really need to like her lifestyle, and in fact, they can go fuck themselves. Whoa! Whoa! Excuse me? These are nuns! You piece of garbage! Ah! Wow! I'm just really shocked. They've also branded her as disgusting and hinted that she would desecrate the convent's sacred grounds. Oh, you can bet she'll desecrate it as soon as she gets a chance. She's gonna walk around giving unwanted kisses to little boys trying out for that music show. I don't know what it's called. You know what I mean, when she kissed the guy and he was like, blah, 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 I was saving it for my first time, and like, part of you is like, you're fucking queer, but like, the other part's like, oh my god, I'm gonna pretend to be very upset about this, cause women always pretend to be upset when I do that, so, you know, what, anyway. In an interview with the Daily Mail, the nuns described the time they confronted Perry about her, quote, selling her soul to the devil, unquote, and dealing with witchcraft. All right. Look, they're doing everything they can. They are trying to confront her. They are trying to save her soul, and yet she's still... Look, I want you to put yourself in this position. All right? You're trying to buy a property. There's some renters there. They say, no, we don't want it to sell to you. You're like, doesn't have anything to do with you. And then they don't come back by getting all ghetto up in your face. What they do is they try to save your goddamn soul. I think you owe them something, don't you? Recalling a meeting the sisters had with the singer, Sister Callanan said she brought her Mother Mary to the meeting, and I just thought, oh, God help us. Nice. I mean, I don't really get it, but I guess it's because her, I don't know. I mean, I think we're meant to, I mean, it's implying there's something wrong with Katy Perry's mother, specifically something that would add to the already disgusting idea of meeting with Katy Perry in the first place. So, I don't know. This is the magic of radio. Use your imagination. I don't think they're going to tell us anymore. Katy Perry was all dressed very nicely and said, I have this tattoo on my wrist, and it says Jesus. Oh, well, congratulations. And I wanted to say, yes, and what is the tattoo on your behind? Oh! Oh, snap! Oh, snap, Miss Callanan, whatever, I'm sorry. Damn! That is good! Someone get the sister a TV show! The nun also quizzed Perry on remarks she had made about selling her soul to the devil when she moved from Christian music into mainstream pop. The nun was probably referring to this interview where Perry stated that she, quote, sold her soul to the devil, and then with the period on the outside of the quotation marks. Perry reportedly responded, well, I don't know. That's why I want that property, because I want to go down and sit down and drink green tea and just go to the meditation garden and just meditate. Sister Callanan said, I just thought, oh, brother. I like this nun. I mean, it's, okay, to be fair, it's very similar to the first joke where there was the setup and then she said, oh, God help us. But, you know, so she's hitting that one note, but it's a good one. It's like, you could base a sitcom around that joke. She revealed she also asked Perry about her visit to Salem, which is synonymous with witchcraft. I asked her, you are into witchcraft. You went to Salem. Okay, technically as a statement as opposed to a question, but the question, of course, being demarcated by the question mark. She looked over at one of her people and said, and I assume by one of her people they mean a devil-worshipping lesbian. She looked over at one of her people and said, did I go to Salem? Was I in Salem? I said, come on, you didn't know you were in Salem at a witchcraft thing? You don't remember it? The language is just so good. You were in Salem at a witchcraft thing? You don't remember it? That would stick way out in my mind. I read it. Was that incorrect information? And then Katy Perry says, I'm sorry, but I am just not into witchcraft, and I am just not into people who are into Oh no, I'm sorry, that was not. That would stick way out in my mind. I read it. Was that incorrect information? Nice. Keep the pressure on her. It goes on. I'm sorry, but I am just not into witchcraft, and I am just not into people who are into witchcraft. Yeah, well, that's your goddamn right, as an American. And as someone who has chosen to not, eternally burn in hell. She concludes, it disturbs me, and that was our mother house, and our retreat house, and its sacred ground. And there's some disgusting pictures. Here's the evidence. So this nun did her homework. Katy Perry at the Salem Witch Walk in 2014. And, she had to dig, because this is not like a big event. She's not doing a concert. It's literally just her standing with 3 other, clearly lesbian women, and their dogs. One of them has a really spooky hat on, though. The kind you might wear in Salem. The kind you might wear when you're worshipping the devil. The kind you might wear when you're Hillary Clinton. The property in the midst of the court battle has a rather dark history. Ooh, I don't know how much more of this I can take. The 8-acre estate in Los Feliz, Los Angeles, was bought in 1961 by Catholic philanthropist Sir Daniel Donahue, soon after his son committed suicide on the property. In 1969, the house adjoining the property was the theater of a horrific murder at the hands of Charles Manson and his followers. The couple Lino and Rosemary LaBianca were stabbed dozens of times in a crime scene that had all of the makings of ritual sacrifice. Now, I want to point out, in case there's any people calling slander, that it did have all the makings of a ritual sacrifice. He's not specifically saying that it was. And, even if it were, I wouldn't be surprised. As it so happens, it wasn't. But he's careful to point out that it wasn't. It just had all the makings of it. Lino LaBianca was given 14 puncture wounds with a carving fork, which was left jutting out of his stomach. A steak knife was also planted in his throat. Manson's followers wrote "Rise" and "Death to Pigs" on the walls, and "Helter Skelter" on the refrigerator door, all in LaBianca's blood. God! And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, he covered a Eurythmics song. Ugh! These events occurred on the day following the infamous killing of Sharon Tate, Roman Polanski's pregnant wife, by Manson's quote-unquote family. With the period outside the quotes. Sister Catherine Rose Holzman's death while in court against Katy Perry is yet another bizarre and sadly symbolic chapter in this property's dark history. That's right. It started with the suicide of his son, rest his soul. Then we had the whole Manson thing, which wasn't there, but it was in the neighborhood. So, and it had all the trappings of a ritual sacrifice. Technically, it was just a very bloody, terrible murder, and it was just in the Los Feliz neighborhood. Okay, and then, and then now we have this, by all accounts, perfectly healthy 89-year-old beautiful flower just dropping dead. I smell foul play. I smell devilry. I smell Katy Perry. Well, I think that's all the time I have for today. my niece is having a sleepover, and I promised I would teach her how to play Katy Perry by saying her name in the mirror 3 times. Until next time, this is the Night Eagle Redbeard out.